Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought that I would wrap up 2020 by doing probably my most requested video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be critiquing my followers' hair today. By the way, we have a new background and new hair color. If you guys watched my Vlogmas that I did earlier in the month, I completely rearranged, well not completely, but I rearranged a lot of my apartment and I created a new home office. So that's where I currently am now, and I just love the natural lighting that I get in this room. So let me know what you think of the new setup, of the new background, how everything's looking and sounding. And my hair, I don't know, I wanted to go a little bit darker but still keep the dimension. I just did kind of like a reverse balayage. I have a video already where I shared this technique. I will link it in the description. I've done this to my hair before. The only difference this time around was that I just added more low lights to it because I wanted it to have more dark than light. So I just left out a few of the highlight pieces, and it's just semi-permanent, so it'll probably fade and lighten up a little over time. So if you've never seen one of these videos before, I've done this a few times. I started doing this like sometime last year, I want to say. I have you guys send photos to me of your hair and I just critique it and I give you my opinion, whether you want some suggestions for a new style, new color, new cut, if you have a hair dilemma that you want some advice on, or if you just want my opinion and what I think of your current hairstyle. If you'd like to participate in a future one of these videos, you can go ahead and send your photos to STYLEDBYSAMVAY@gmail.com. I will have that listed in the description as well. Just make sure that in the subject line you put hair critique, and make sure that the photos that you're including are in pretty good lighting so that I can actually see your hair. And just make sure obviously in the message you let me know like what it is that you want feedback on. Anyway, I had a lot in my inbox. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, so I'm gonna try to get through as many as I can. The first one is from, wait, did she want to be anonymous? I don't think so. Okay, so the first one is from Ella. Hi Sam, I just wanted to send you some pictures because I never know what to do with my hair. It's naturally very light white blonde and thin. I often put washout colors in it because I got bored with my natural color and they turn out super bright. I cut my own bangs because I got sick of seeing my forehead. I've had them touched up since then and I think they suit me, but some family members think otherwise. I was wondering, what cut do you think would suit me? I've always been tempted to get a lob, but I've been trying so hard to grow my hair. I can never get it past my chest, and do you have any styling advice? Also, what can I do to make it less frizzy? I've got a silk pillowcase, hair oil. I only wash it once every 4 days on average and condition every time I shower. My hair is blonde again at the moment and I'm thinking of doing bright orange. Thank you so much, love your channel. Thank you so much, Ella. Every time you guys send me your photos and you've done so many different things, like different cuts and colors, I love to see it because it's just amazing to me how something so simple as a haircut can just make somebody look like a totally different person. Oh my god, this first photo of you when you were a hair model with that really short cut, you look like such a badass. Like, I would not want to mess with you. Oh my god. I love that. That looks so cool. And the color is amazing. They did such a good job. Okay, so my opinion on your bangs, number one. I love them. I think that they suit you and they look so cool, especially with your glasses. I just love the whole vibe of it. Technically in cosmetology school, right, we're taught that certain cuts are most flattering on certain face shapes. So like if you have this kind of face shape and these features, then you should have this kind of haircut. I do not subscribe to that. Yeah, I guess like some things are more flattering, but like what does flattering even mean? I think if you like the way something looks on you, then rock it. Who cares? Who cares what your face shape is and what's technically supposed to be more flattering? I will say the one thing about bangs, when you have very fine hair and it's on the thinner side, you're cutting a lot of your length off to have those bangs, so it's gonna make the lengths of your hair look even thinner because you have less hair now, right? But it does add more fullness up in the top area here. So while it can make the lengths of your hair look a little bit thinner, it will give the illusion of like more fullness up top. So it's like a give and take depending on what's more important to you. But I personally love the bangs and I think you should keep them as long as you still like them. Now, when you have very fine, thin hair, the only way that you can really make it any thicker is getting extensions or cutting it shorter. Now, cutting it shorter is obviously not gonna make it thicker. You're not gonna suddenly have more hair, but it will create the illusion of thicker hair because the longer your hair is, the more like stringy it can look. If your hair isn't growing past a certain point, it could just be because of how fine it is. If you are considering cutting your hair into a lob, I think that that's a great idea. It will make your hair look and feel fuller. And I love the idea of the bright orange, especially when your hair naturally is so light. You really can play around and do so many different colors, and because you're applying it to virgin hair that hasn't been bleached and isn't like processed and compromised, it will just fade really nicely and easily. Oh, and lastly, the frizz thing. I would suggest trying Redken Frizz Dismiss, their shampoo and conditioner. It really will help a lot with frizz. And I'll actually link both of those products in the description to make it easier. The next photos are from Marin? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Hi Sam, I love your videos and would love to come see you one day and get my hair done by you. For now though, maybe you can tell me what to do with my hair. Every like 2 to 3 years I chop it, about 10 inches usually. Is it time to chop it again or keep it? Darker or lighter? Stay safe in isolation. Thank you. I would love to meet you and have you come get your hair done by me. By the way, any of you guys watching, I get questions occasionally like, oh, where are you located? How can I like book an appointment with you? Head over to my Instagram page. I have all of the information on where I'm located, how to get in touch with me, and you can just call the salon's number, which is listed on my page in the bio, and you can schedule an appointment that way. I love that you go so dramatic. Like, you just let it grow out for 2 to 3 years, and then you just chop like a foot off every time. I was about to say, I really like your long hair. I think that it's so pretty and I love that color, but then I scroll down to like your inspiration picture and I love that. That is so pretty. So I would say if you're gonna chop it anyway, like if that's your routine and you're used to it, then I love this haircut and I say go for it. As far as going darker, I'd say if anything, I do really like this inspiration photo and I like how there's just like some low lights throughout, but there's still kind of like a strawberry blonde, gingery kind of color, because I feel like that would work really nicely with your features. I wouldn't go like a solid color that's a lot darker though than your natural color, just because when the roots start to grow in, it's gonna look really weird and then it's gonna be a pain in the ass and really high maintenance to keep up with, and then if you decide you want to start growing it out, it's gonna be annoying. The next photos are from Kelly. Hey Sam, I've been watching your channel for a few months now and I've quickly become a fan of yours. Even though I'm not a hairstylist or even wanting to go into the industry, you have a fun personality that I really enjoy. Thank you. Okay, so her hair journey. My natural hair is 2B wavy curly. I have always straightened it, but last summer of 2019 is when I really started to wear it curly more on a daily basis and I have loved it. As for coloring it, I got my first balayage professionally done in 2015 and I've dyed it dark brown, almost black a few times since then. I hate to admit it, but I haven't gotten it trimmed or went back to the salon since September 2018. Don't hate me, LOL. I don't wear it straight as much anymore, but I feel like when I do, the ends are super thin and dead looking, obviously from not getting it trimmed in almost 1.5 years. I've been loving the length of your hair, also loving Kristen Bell's hair. I've been thinking about cutting it shoulder length to match around the same length as both of yours. Do you think with my curl wave pattern it would even look good? I'm nervous that with the hair being shorter, it doesn't have the length to weigh it down, so it would be super poofy. So actually what's great about cutting your hair a little bit shorter, if you are embracing your natural waves and you like the curly hair, it'll probably actually make your hair curl up even more. And I know that you're concerned about it being too poofy, so my suggestion would be whatever length you like, I would find a photo that's a little bit longer than that and show that to your stylist, because majority of the time when you're getting your hair cut, they're going to be cutting it wet, so the hair is going to be pretty stretched, and then when it dries, it's going to shrink up a little bit more. So in order to avoid it from shrinking up too much and getting too poofy or too short, I would just say cut it a little bit longer than what you want to make up for that little bit of shrinkage that's going to naturally happen because of the wave and curl pattern in your hair. You can always just apply a little bit of curl cream to your hair when it's wet, and that'll help kind of tame the curls so that it doesn't like get too big and poofy. But yeah, I'm all about cutting it. Like, I love a nice in-between length, kind of what I have now, because you can still throw it up in a ponytail or a bun, but it's like, I don't know, it's just fun. It's like more fun to style, I feel like, you know? The next photos are from Maddie. Hi Sam, about a year ago I made a dramatic hair change and cut off about a foot of dead, damaged hair. After I cut it off, I discovered I had some pretty curly hair. I've been struggling to understand it ever since, lol. I currently do not use any heat products, not even diffusers. Do you think I should risk possibly messing up my curl pattern by lightening it? I really want to do more dramatic highlights for summer, but I'm worried about having to cut off my hair again. I would really appreciate any feedback. Love you in your videos. Thank you. Your hair is gorgeous. Holy crap, I cannot believe that your hair just naturally does that without even having to like do anything or put anything in it. This is kind of inspiring me to just like embrace my natural curls now. So yes, if you bleach your hair, it can obviously be damaging and it can affect your curl pattern and make your hair not as curly and not bounce up as much. However, it is possible to lighten your hair and to add highlights to it without negatively affecting your curl pattern. And I have several curly haired clients that I do balayages on, we lighten them, and their curls still look amazing. So as long as it is done gently and they use some kind of bond builder in the lightener, like Olaplex, to maintain the integrity of your hair, and they're not over processing it and doing anything too intense, then you should be totally fine. So my suggestion would be trying to find a stylist that preferably specializes in curly hair and blonding, just so that way they will know how to work with your hair and how to maintain the integrity of it. But of course, like I said, it's always going to be a risk and a gamble. If you can't find somebody that you 100% trust, you know, there's always going to be that chance that your curls will be negatively affected and won't bounce up as nicely. So I'd say in that case, what's more important to you? Do you want to keep your curls exactly how they are and not risk messing them up at all, or would you rather add the color? The next few photos are from Sophie. Hey Sam, hopefully this is something a bit different for you. Most people have hair down to their waist, but mine is barely past my ears. But it grows quick. Oh, that's good. Wish I could say the same about my own. So as you can see, my hair has changed a lot since 2017. I used to have long ginger box-dyed hair. I got my head shaved for charity. Oh, that's awesome. Then I had short back and sides. My natural hair grew in, and that's why I have ginger tips. And got a pixie cut, then decided to have a purple mohawk, and finally a buzz cut, what I look like now. Which actually, she sent this in May. So, by now, who knows what her hair looks like. I'm very behind on these emails. I'm thinking about having a mohawk again and dyeing it neon green. Again, like I said before, seeing how hair can change how a person looks is insane. And I love that you are so bold with your hair. It takes a lot of guts to just shave your entire head, but I love it. It looks so cool on you and you are just rocking it. And I'll hear people say like, oh, I could never pull off XYZ. Like, oh, you can always pull off so many different colors and whatever. And like, anybody can pull off anything. It's really just about having the confidence and just owning it. And you own the shit out of all of these hairstyles. I love the idea of a neon green mohawk. Like, yes, absolutely. And what's great too about having such short hair is you don't have to ever worry about, oh, getting this color out of my hair is gonna be such a pain, and going back to my natural is gonna, you know, be really damaging. You literally can just shave that shit off, or, you know, like let it grow out and just snip it off and start from scratch. I am here for the green mohawk, but at this point you've probably already done it and have had like 3 other hairstyles in between. So the next photo, I'm not sure if she wants me to say her name, so I'm just gonna keep it anonymous because she did block out her face. The message says, "Hi, I recently came across your YouTube channel and was hoping you could give me some advice. I have curly hair and for 7 years I left my hair alone and just had my natural virgin hair color, which is a dark brown off black, which I was okay with. But as time went on, I noticed I was getting a lot of gray hair that I couldn't hide and felt like I wanted my hair to be a deeper black. So I decided to put a jet black box dye to cover the grays and give me the darker shade I wanted. I was happy doing this as I knew I had no desire to ever go lighter and felt I could maintain it. So my plan was to just do the roots only when necessary, which I did, and I have in total put black box dye on my hair twice in the last 2 years. I used permanent dye both occasions, same brand. My issue now is that the box dye has faded. My hair is still dark, but it has a dark cherry red tint, which can be seen in natural light, especially when sun hits it. I really don't like it. It looks like I put a tint on my hair, and I've had cherry red hair and it's faded. I was wondering what my next move should be. Would a toner fix this? And if so, which toner would you recommend?" I love this because I feel like this is probably something that a lot of people run into. And by the way, I get asked a lot like what my opinion on box dye is, why is it so bad? It's not great because the ingredients are cheap and harsh on your hair. It's also meant to be a one size fits all. It's strong enough to cover hair that is 100% stubborn gray, and not everybody that's using box dye is completely gray. So it ends up usually being a little bit too harsh. Color really shouldn't be a one size fits all. There's a reason why at the salon we have to formulate and take into consideration what you're starting with and what your goal is. But if you have no other option and you can't go to a salon because they're closed, or you just don't have the time or the means to financially, if you know that you are going to stick with that color for life and you're not going to turn around next week and be like, I want to be platinum, then, do what you got to do. I think that it's great that you don't use it that often, that you only do it when necessary, and that you only apply it to the roots. Something that a lot of people do incorrectly when they're coloring their hair with box dye and it's time to do their roots, they will apply the box color from root to ends, and the lengths of their hair end up just building these layers of box color, and it ends up drying out your hair. The color looks terrible. You really only should be applying it to the regrowth, to your roots. And then if you need to refresh the ends of your hair, you can wet your hair down a little bit and just for the last 10 minutes or so, pull the rest of that color through your ends. So that's my input on box dye and my little tips for it. But back to this email. Yes, you can do a toner. Now, I can't sit here and give you specific color formulas and tell you go out and buy this color and mix this up and put this on your hair. But what you can do at home, which is a lot more simple and foolproof, is to use a toning conditioner. So Overtone has these really great toning conditioners. They're super easy to use, and if you go on their website, they even tell you, like, depending on what it is that you're trying to neutralize, which color you should use. Now, if you have red tones in your hair that you want to neutralize, then you want to use the complementary color of red, which is green. So I would suggest getting the green toning conditioner from Overtone. You can actually put it on dry hair so that it'll be as powerful as possible. Leave it on for 5 minutes or so. It's just a conditioner, so it's not going to do anything damaging to your hair. It's not going to dry it out. It's actually going to make it feel softer. And that way you don't have to worry about mixing anything, formulating anything. And you can use that on your hair every time you shampoo it. You don't have to worry. It's not going to turn your hair green. It's just going to keep away any red tones. So that would be my suggestion for you. I will put a link to the toning conditioners in the description. The next photo is from Stephanie. Hi Sam, so here's my hair history. I'm a natural brunette. I got a balayage in November 2018. I wanted my hair all my natural color and the stylist dyed my whole head in November 2019 a little too dark. Now my hair is faded and looks like this. I have no idea what to do to make the hair blend and look cohesive. I don't like the brassiness and I don't want to damage my hair more. Thank you, love your videos. So whenever you're making the hair darker, as long as you're not using a super harsh box dye, it's not going to make your hair damaged at all. So you really don't have to worry too much about damage. The thing is, once your hair has been bleached, that hair is never going to be the same as your natural hair. You have to basically just let it grow out and cut it out. Even if you color over it and make it darker, it's still bleached underneath, and that color isn't going to hold on as well as if you were to put it on unbleached hair. So over time, it is going to fade pretty much no matter what. So this is something that you're going to have to periodically touch up as time goes on until it all grows out and you can just cut everything off that's been bleached. Again, I don't really like to tell you like, go to Sally's and purchase this, this, and this and color your hair at home, because I don't want to risk you messing it up or making it, you know, worse. So I would suggest go to a salon if you can and just explain to them that you're trying to grow out your natural hair and you just want to get rid of the brassiness and try to have it blend and match up to your natural hair as best as possible. Or if going to a salon isn't an option for you, you can also try doing like a color depositing shampoo, and it'll just deposit color to your hair without creating any kind of damage, without having to worry about like formulating or, you know, having the color not come out right. So I would just select a medium brown or a light brown color and just apply that all over, and you can just keep doing that, like I said, until it eventually grows out and you can cut all of the bleach parts off. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have time to do one more, because as you can see, we are losing daylight. Gotta love winter, am I right? So the last photos are from Michaela. Hi Sam, I'm emailing you in hopes that you will get an opportunity to give your professional suggestions and opinion on my hair. The first photo I'm submitting is raw virgin hair. I got my first balayage. The second photo I'm submitting shows 6 weeks before my second session of a balayage in hopes of lightening as much as possible in order to achieve my end goal. The third and fourth photo I'm submitting shows after the second sessions of lightening. So beautiful, by the way. I love the tone of that color. Okay, and then here is what her eventual end goal is. Due to me not having any knowledge on coloring my hair, once I began this process, I began to become curious on how it all worked, which is when I came across your YouTube channel. You answer every question I have and more. You teach me so much. I'm so happy to hear that. After a thorough consultation with my hairstylist, she informed me that we need to continue to lighten my hair before applying the gray in order for it to stick, because the warm tones won't hold the color good. Therefore, loving you and your experience as a stylist, I want your input. I want your opinion on the process. Let me also include that since we have started this process, I have dropped drugstore shampoo and conditioner and switched to salon professional products. Good. A lot of people think that when they want a big color transformation, that it's gonna be a one session thing. They're gonna come in, pay for the hair, and then that's it. And they can continue using the cheap, crappy products. No. Especially if you want a big transformation, it is a process, it's a journey, and sometimes it's gonna take multiple sessions, and more goes into it than just what happens at the salon. Like once you get that final hair, you need to do things at home to maintain it, because otherwise it's gonna end up looking like crap. You wanna make sure that you are using the right products and taking care of it properly and following your hairstylist instructions so that you're maintaining the health of your hair and the color as well. So I love that your hairstylist has been really thorough with you and that she's explaining the process and that you are using salon quality products, because it does make a huge difference, especially when you're putting your hair through a big color transformation. So in order to have gray or silver hair, I know when you look at these photos you think, oh, well that's a dark color, so that shouldn't be too hard to achieve. Wrong. Silvers, grays, really ashy tones, in order to achieve them, you have to get the hair as light as possible first and remove any pre-existing warmth in the hair, because it literally won't take. Like if I take a gray toner and I try to throw it on somebody's hair that's like a medium golden blonde, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna come out right. That hair needs to be like pale, pale, pale yellow, like the inside of a banana, practically white, in order for that gray or silver to take and to come out right. So it's a difficult process to achieve those kinds of colors, and then once you've achieved them, it's even more difficult to maintain them, because our hair all naturally wants to go warm. So even when you do reach your goal, it's gonna be a process maintaining that. You're gonna have to keep coming back to the salon regularly to get it touched up. You're gonna have to make sure that you're taking care of it really well at home, washing your hair in cool water, not applying a lot of heat to your hair, because those ashy tones, like, they just don't occur naturally. People aren't born with this like smoky titanium, silver, purpley hair. So you're completely fighting against nature in order to have these kinds of colors, and that's why they're just so difficult and they're really high maintenance. And I mean, as long as you understand that and you're willing to put in the maintenance and the work and the money, because it's expensive, then that's fine. They're great. But I think a lot of people look at these kinds of colors and they don't realize how much goes into it and how difficult it is. Because like I said, you look at that and you think, oh, that's dark hair color. No, underneath that is like white. So those are all of the photos that I'm going to be reacting to. Thank you so much to everybody who sent in your emails. I have so many in my inbox and they all go back like months and months and months. So if you have sent photos in and I haven't had a chance to react to your hair yet, feel free to send them again, bump them back up to the top of my inbox. And if you guys like these videos and you do want me to continue doing them regularly, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you guys all had an amazing holiday season. Happy New Year. I will see you in 2021. Bye, guys.